Hello, masterminds. My laptop is currently undergoing some maintenance, so, to kill some time, let's react to some jokes. Little Johnny was told by his friends that adults have a deep, dark secret and can be easily manipulated. Johnny decides to test it. He comes home, goes up to his mother, and says, "Mom, I know everything." Mom shushes him and gives him $10. "Just don't tell Dad," she says. Hey, it's working, thinks little Johnny. An hour later, Dad comes home from work. Johnny goes up to him and says, "Dad, I know everything." Dad gives Johnny $100. "Don't tell Mom," he says. Just then, the mailman knocks on the door. Johnny opens it and says, "I know everything, mister." The mailman drops all his mail, his eyes tear up, and he says, "Well then, Johnny, come give Daddy a hug." What gets longer if pulled, fits snugly between breasts, slides neatly into a hole, chokes people when used incorrectly, and works well when jerked? A seatbelt. I tried to sue the airport for losing my luggage. I lost my case. If your phone autocorrects fuck to duck, it's okay to keep it. It's still foul language. What do prime numbers and stoners have in common? The higher they are, the more spaced out they get. My parents read the book I was writing. They said the main character wasn't likable. It was an autobiography. A blonde calls her boyfriend and says, "Please come over here and help me. I have a killer jigsaw puzzle and I can't figure out how to get started." Her boyfriend asks, "What is this supposed to be when it's finished?" The blonde says, "According to the picture in the box, it's a rooster." Her boyfriend decides to go over and help with the puzzle. She lets him in and shows him where she has the puzzle spread all over the table. He studies the pieces for a moment, then looks at the box, then turns to her and says, "First of all, no matter what we do, we're not going to be able to assemble these pieces into anything resembling a rooster." He then takes her hand and says, "Secondly, I want you to relax. Let's have a nice cup of tea, and then," he said with a deep sigh, "let's put all these cornflakes back in the box." Why do Jews get circumcised? Because Jewish women refuse to touch anything that isn't at least 10% off. I never use the term feminazi because the Nazis actually got stuff done. The Nazis couldn't even finish a race. A German got pulled over by the police in France. Name: Heinrich Klimt. Age: 31. Occupation: no, just visiting. How Amazon's acquisition of Whole Foods really went down. Bezos: "Alexa, buy me olives from Whole Foods." Alexa: "Sure, buying all of Whole Foods. Crap." Blonde gets caught speeding. The cop is also blonde. "Let me see your driver's license." "What's that?" "A square thing with your picture on it." Blonde fumbles through her purse, finds a mirror, sees herself in it, and hands it to the cop. Cop looks at it, hands it back, and says, "I'm gonna let you go without a ticket. I didn't know you were a cop." Why did the Mexican take a Xanax? For Hispanic attacks. My wife asked me why I carry a gun around the house. I told her, fear of the CIA. She laughed, I laughed, the Amazon Echo laughed, I shot the Amazon Echo. It's true though. Jeff Bezos, CEO, owner of Amazon, he has a $60 million contract with the CIA. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, and so, you know what I mean? Propaganda. I have just watched a documentary on marijuana. I think all documentaries should be watched this way. Dating is a lot like fishing. Sure, there is plenty of fish in the sea, but until I catch one, I am just stuck here holding my rod. A blonde goes to work in tears. Her boss asks, "What's wrong?" She says, "My mom died." He told her to go home, but she said, "No, I'll be fine." Later that day, her boss finds her crying again. He says, "What's wrong?" She replies, "I just talked to my sister and her mom died too." I dated a girl in a wheelchair. She broke up with me because I kept pushing her around. I said, "Why don't you stand up for yourself?" What's the fastest liquid on Earth? Milk. It's pasteurized before you see it. What size underwear do feminists wear? Double standard. Why doesn't Jesus trust mankind? He's afraid he'll get double crossed. What's the difference between a dirty bus stop and a lobster with boobs? One is a crusty bus station and the other's a busty crustacean. Someday, Canada will take over the world, and then we'll all be sorry. Why did Jesus look so ripped during crucifixion? CrossFit. Nailed it. I just figured out it was all of the plagues. A farmer buys a young cock. As soon as he gets it home, it fucks all the farmer's 150 hens. The farmer is impressed. At lunch, the cock again screws all 150 hens. The next day, it fucks the ducks and the geese too. Sadly, later in the day, he finds the cock lying on the ground half dead and vultures circling overhead. The farmer says, "You deserved it, you horny bastard." The cock opens one eye, points up and says, "Shh, they're about to land." What math classes do gender studies majors take? Trigonometry. Inequalities. Binary math. Did you just assume they're major? When she screams deeper, but you're all out of poems. What makes Hitler better than Jesus? Jesus could only feed 5,000 people with 5 loaves and 2 fish. Hitler made 6 million Jews toast. A redhead tells her blonde stepsister, "I slept with 2 Brazilian guys last night." The blonde replies, "Holy shit, you slut. How many is a Brazilian?" Why does Oedipus hate profanity? He kisses his mother with that mouth. Caitlyn Jenner just signed a deal with Marvel. She is going to be in the new X-Men film. Oh, it's time to go back to Yo Mama jokes. Yo Mom is so fat that when she sat on a dime, it became a nickel. Your mom is so ashamed of you that she doesn't call you even on Christmas. Your mom is ugly, she makes your sister look good. Your mom is so hairy, Bigfoot takes pictures of her. Your mom is so fat when she go camping, the bears hide their food. Your mom is so fat when your daddy climbs on top, his ears pop. Your mom is so fat, of the 5 fattest people I know, she's 3. Your mom is so fat, her high school photo is an aerial view. Your mom is such a stranger to the gym, she calls it a James. Your mama is so fat she came home from the beach with a sunburn and 3 harpoon wounds. Your mama is such a hoe, she eats corn on the cob the long way. Your mom is so dumb she got fired from the M&M's factory for throwing out all the W's. Your mama is so old, I told her to act her age and the bitch died. Your mama's armpits are so hairy, it looks like she's got Don King in a headlock. Your mom is so fat she has socks for each toe. Your mama is so fat, she sat in the tub and the neighbor's toilet overflowed. Your mama is so poor she can't pay attention. Your mama is so poor her reality check bounced. Your mama is so nasty she puts ice in her panties to keep the crabs fresh. Your mama is so fat the shadow of her ass weighs 20 pounds. Your mom is so fat even God can't lift her spirits. Your mom is so fat when she got her ears pierced, the gravy came out. Your mom is so fat when she goes to the beach, whales start singing, "We are family." Your mom is so dumb she waited for the stop sign to turn green. Fortunately for her, she's so ugly it did. Your mama is so fat NASA is debating whether she's on the Earth or the Earth is on her. Your mom is so tiny her head smells like feet. Your mom is so old she took her driving test on a dinosaur. She must be Christian too. Your mom is so fat China uses her to block the internet. Your mama is so ugly that her mirror quit. Your mom is so fat her shadow leaves a footprint. Your mom is so poor she washes paper plates. Your mom is so old her favorite dish is primordial soup. Your mama is so old she uses a kickstart vibrator. Your mom is so fat her vibrator registers the corrector scale. I'm getting lightheaded. Your mama cooks so bad the roaches get food stamps. Your mama sucked dick so hard I have to pull the sheets out of my. Alright, masterminds, I guess that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good laugh with me. Remember, be smart for your heart. Good night.